King Charles, the most powerful man in Britain, versus his little brother Andrew, the most stubborn man in Windsor. The battlefield? A crumbling 30-room mansion that's costing more than your mortgage, your car payment, and your Netflix subscription combined, times 1,000. And plot twist alert, the younger brother just won. Welcome back to Royal Cookies, where we serve up the juiciest royal gossip with a side of heart-wrenching humanity. Please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. This isn't just about real estate, darlings. This is about power, pride, and one very persistent prince who's basically turned into a royal squatter with mysterious money sources. So here's the tea, and it's piping hot. King Charles began what sources are calling a siege in November when he ceased paying for his brother's security. A siege. We're talking proper medieval warfare tactics here, people. Now, Royal Lodge isn't just any old house. It's a 30-room Georgian mansion that makes Downton Abbey look like a garden shed. We're talking about a property that costs over £3 million annually just for private security, plus approximately $320,000 in repairs to keep the crumbling estate going. That's more than most of us will see in several lifetimes. Charles's master plan? Cut off the money tap and force Andrew to downsize to Frogmore Cottage. Yes, Harry and Meghan's old digs. It's like trying to convince someone to trade their mansion for a studio flat because it's got character. The audacity. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. King Charles is reportedly running out of options as to how to make Andrew move. The King of England is being outmaneuvered by his younger brother. It's like watching David versus Goliath, except Goliath has a crown and David has, well, we'll get to that mysterious bit. Right. Here's where this story goes from soap opera to spy thriller. In November, the Duke of York secured his residency at Royal Lodge after finding the necessary funds to maintain the property. But where did this money come from? The rumor mill went absolutely mental. First theory, Middle East money was bankrolling his plan. We're talking about mysterious benefactors swooping in like financial fairy godmothers. Can you imagine that phone call? Hello, yes, I need several £1,000,000 to spite my brother. Can you help? But wait, there's more. While Charles cut off the Duke of York's security and allowance, Andrew reportedly found new sources of funding. But now that theory is being shut down by the Daily Mail because they think the money call is coming from inside the palace. The call is coming from inside the palace. This is better than any thriller Netflix could produce. Someone within the royal family is secretly funding Andrew's rebellion. Is it his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson? A sympathetic royal cousin? The ghost of Queen Elizabeth saying "I told you so"? The man's basically become a royal mystery wrapped in an enigma, covered in a very expensive security blanket. Here's the kicker that makes this whole situation absolutely brilliant. Prince Andrew has a lease with the Crown Estate to stay in the house until 2078, which was signed by the late Queen Elizabeth. 2078. That's not a lease. That's practically a lifetime appointment. The Duke has held the lease agreement for Royal Lodge since 2003, following the death of his grandmother, with the contract not due to expire until 2078. Andrew basically got royal squatters' rights for the next 54 years. Think about it. When this lease expires, we'll probably have flying cars, robot butlers, and King George VII on the throne. This lease is so long it makes your phone contract look like a quick handshake deal. Charles thought he could evict his brother through financial pressure. But Andrew's basically sitting pretty with what amounts to a royal tenancy agreement written by their mother. It's like the ultimate "but Mum said I could" argument, except legally binding and backed by the Crown Estate. Andrew should be safe until 2028 at minimum, and that's just for the current maintenance cycle. The man turned Royal Lodge into Fort Knox, except instead of gold, he's protecting his right to afternoon tea in a 30-room mansion. Picture King Charles, literal monarch of 15 countries, unable to evict his own brother from a house he technically owns. King Charles is frustrated with Prince Andrew amid mysterious financial support. Frustrated. The understatement of the century. This is like watching someone try to move a cat that doesn't want to move. Except the cat has a 75-year lease and mysterious international funding. Charles has discovered what every older sibling learns eventually. Having authority on paper doesn't mean your little brother will listen to you. The beautiful irony here is that King Charles had reportedly removed Andrew's allowance of approximately $1.3 million, thinking this would force his hand. Instead, Andrew basically said, "Challenge accepted," and found alternative funding faster than you can say offshore account. A source revealed, he has his security but at a cheaper rate and he is managing to finance it himself. He has dug his heels in and is refusing to move, so found a way to finance his security. Andrew's basically become the royal equivalent of that friend who always finds a way to afford concert tickets despite claiming to be broke. The man's gone from being financially dependent on his brother to financially independent. And Charles is probably wondering how his grand master plan turned into Andrew's liberation story. Despite being offered to downsize and move into Prince Harry and Meghan's former home, Frogmore Lodge, Prince Andrew is continuing to reside at the 30-room mansion in Windsor Great Park. He looked at Harry and Meghan's old place and essentially said, "Thanks, but I'll stick with my palace, cheers." Can you imagine that conversation? "Andrew, we've got a lovely cottage for you." Lovely? I don't do lovely. This isn't just about property. This is about Andrew proving that sometimes the younger sibling can outsmart the golden child. Charles probably spent decades thinking he'd get to boss Andrew around once he became king, only to discover his brother had been playing 4D chess while everyone thought he was just playing checkers. If you're obsessed with royal strategy and environmental impact like I am, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Cookies because we're serving up the most sustainable royal content on YouTube. And remember, in a world full of fast fashion and royal scandals, sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is wear your values on your sleeve, preferably in a gorgeous shade of green. Sophie's proving that environmental activism isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Until next time, keep munching on those eco-friendly royal cookies.